Perfect. Okay, so remember how I was telling you guys that we are going to be using face cards to create some art today. So Haley actually had this really good idea to use some face cards and try to create maybe our own little self-portrait into our face card. So something. So I'm going to draw just the shape of the whole entire card. So it's kind of curved at the edges. So I'm just going to draw it how I see it. Hello. Hi, Peyton. Thanks for coming. We are doing a fun little project where we are using face cards to create an art piece. We're going to try to do a self-portrait of ourselves as if we were like a card. So I have a king and a queen here. The jack is pretty cool too, but I really like the queen, and the king has some really cool details that we're going to try to do. So the next part, we need to draw the box that our person is going to be in. So if this is my whole card, we need to draw this rectangle box inside here to create our space for our person. So I'm going to draw straight lines. It's not going to be perfect, but that's okay. I'm going to go ahead and draw. So this is a little box that my person is going to be in. So I would suggest instead of putting a Q for queen or K for king or J for jack, I think we should do our first letters of our names. I think that would be a really cool kind of twist on this. So I'm Mrs. Hertz, so I'm going to write a fancy H for my like symbol instead of the Q for queen or K for king. I think you should do your first letter of your first name or maybe your last name. So Haley and I would twin. Hi, you guys. Thank you for joining. We are doing a project today where we are trying to draw ourselves a little self-portrait as if we were a face card. So we are trying to create ourselves and draw ourselves into this kind of style. It's going to be really fun. So the only thing you've missed, it's really easy. All you need to do is draw an outline of a card. And then you need to draw a rectangle inside. That's going to be where our person is. And then all we're doing right now is writing our first letter of our names as like the symbol. So I'm going to write this H over on the bottom, but remember how on cards it's upside down? So you can turn your whole paper upside down. That's what I'm going to do. And I'm going to write the letter H again, just like how on a real card it's upside down. We're going to try to do our mirror images today. It might be really tricky. And it might turn out crazy, but we'll see. Okay, so I'm going to flip it back around. If you're really, really good, you can just write it upside down like that if you want. A lot of my lines are, I keep looking through my tripod to draw, and I'm realizing a lot of lines are just kind of wonky, but that's okay. It would just look normal for the H. It would, but I actually put my middle section, the bridge of the H, a little bit higher. So I wanted to make sure that looks correct on my upside down one as well. Okay, the next thing you need to do is draw a diamond or a heart or a spade. Here, let me go grab my other cards real quick. Okay, so you can draw a heart. Let's see. We have the spades, ace of spades. I mean, you can draw any of these symbols. I guess you could make up a new symbol as well if you want. I really love the diamond, so I think I'm going to do the diamond. I'm just going to draw my diamond, and it should go underneath your letter. You could color it in. I'm just outlining it right now, and then I think I'm going to go back and use marker to fill it in a little bit and color. But I'm going to wait on that, I think. Okay, so let's scoot these over. Now we need to start drawing. Here, I'll zoom in a little bit. We need to start drawing our self-portrait inside this rectangle. So we might need to, I'm using a Sharpie because it shows up really well to show you guys, but I think I might need to use a pencil just in case. I would suggest using a pencil because then you can always erase. Whoop, there goes my marker, sorry. Okay. So let's see, the face, I'm just looking at the queen and the king. I kind of want to look like the king, how he's looking to the side. I want to try to get that portrait on myself. You can choose to draw your portrait kind of however you want, but I think I'm going to copy the king's. I'm going to give myself like a head right here, a little nose. You guys see that? A mouth, a chin. And then if we look at the queen, she doesn't really have a neck because it's covered in like some ornaments. So I think I'm just going to kind of copy what hers has going on. I'm going to draw, it looks like hair. I think I'm going to draw like a curly hair, maybe coming down or something. And then it looks like she has like a crown going behind, kind of leading behind. So I have like bangs right here. Looks like she has some like bangs going this way, kind of like a Powerpuff Girl. Did you guys ever watch Powerpuff Girls? Kind of like that hair. And then I'm just going to draw this kind of wavy lines going down my hair. Does it have to be yourself? It does not have to be yourself. You can absolutely draw maybe, I don't know, Batman as a face card or someone in your family. It could be anybody you want. Okay, I'm going to draw some lips. It's kind of hard to see because I am using pencil, but I'm going to go over and outline this. And let's see, what does my king look like? Looks like he has really big eyes that kind of look like this. They kind of remind me of like Greek or Egyptian drawings. And then he's got a really long eyebrow. So I'm going to give myself an eyebrow. Okay, now this body and the hand part is really weird because if we look at the structure of this queen's body and hand, it is so strange. Like her hand is just popping out of her shoulder like this. So we're gonna try to copy kind of this style. But if you want to do the mirror image, this part will be kind of tricky to try to do the mirror image. If you want to do the mirror image, I would suggest drawing a line just really lightly through the middle of your page, and that's kind of where our body will stop. So on this queen's face card, the body kind of stops right about there, and then it becomes like the mirror image. Okay, here we go. Let's see. We're going to try to draw the queen's, I guess, cape. So I'm going to draw a line that goes all the way down. See how this line goes down kind of to the edge of the paper? And then I'm going to draw another line going this way. I told you this is going to be weird. We don't have a neck, it seems. So I'm going to then draw like this, I don't know what to call this, a necklace? Like a queen's necklace maybe. Kind of right there. And then I'm going to draw whatever this thing is. It's like a little diamond part of the necklace. And should we try to do the hand, you guys? This hand is so weird. It's just poking out of nowhere. Let's see if we can try to draw the hand. So there's kind of the thumb. And I'm going to draw I guess she's holding like a flower. I'm going to draw the little fingers holding that. Yeah, scarf maybe. Yeah, it might be like a little scarf or something. Okay. Here is my crazy random hand that is just poking up out of nowhere. Have you guys ever really looked at face cards and just thought, this is so weird? Okay, I'm going to draw my flower peeking up. And I want to draw kind of the same flower. It almost looks like a 4-leaf clover with a middle section and 2 lines like that. It's got some petals and a little part going down. So it is kind of tricky, hard to see because I am using pencil. Let me see if I can zoom in a little bit more for you guys. But how weird is that? We just drew one half of our queen. I love it. Okay, so we also need to add our symbol. So whatever symbol you chose, you need to draw it so that it goes behind this little flower. If you are drawing the queen, if you're drawing the king, he's not actually holding a flower, but you can still draw the symbol kind of going on that side of them. How funny. Okay, so I'm going to add a few more details to my like dress or my cloak, I guess. I'm going to draw like this curved kind of half circle lines. And I need them on my other side. So I'm just gonna maybe add, I think there's a little flower right here. And there's some just like symbols. That's pretty good. This part is checkered, but I think I just want to make it simpler. So I'm just gonna draw like little raindrops like that. Okay. So this is kind of how far I've got on my drawing. And the mirror image part, this is going to be the trickiest part. It's going to be the hardest part to do because we're trying to make this mirror image of ourselves on the opposite side. So that means everything will basically face the opposite. This diamond will be right about here. Our face is actually going to face this way. The hand holding the flower is going to be like right here. It's going to be pretty tricky. So I think what we should do is flip our paper. Let's see if we can flip our paper around and then try our best to just try and draw our mirror image of ourself going the other way. So I have my face. Let's see. This is going to be so tricky. Let's start with the diamond. So I know that the diamond is about here, and I'm covering up the diamond with this flower. So I'm going to draw my flower again. Okay. So I know that is about there. I'm going to have my face kind of looking out towards my flower, just like here. So I know that I drew my face coming out, then I drew my nose, my mouth, and then a chin. And then I have these weird bangs, I remember, and my curl. It's not going to be perfect, but let's just see if we can try to draw a mirror image of ourselves. This is actually a pretty good exercise that I actually used to do in college, where you try to draw something upside down and opposite. It makes your brain just go think really hard about kind of an upside down world almost. It kind of reminds me of Stranger Things. Do you guys know what I'm talking about?